Hi guys, School here, back with some American Trucking Diaries. I know it's been a little while since I've chucked out one of these videos, and I'm happy to say no, the series has not ended. I do intend to continue, but I am slowing the pace down a little bit because nothing's really changing in the American truck sim world until the rescale comes along, when obviously things are going to change drastically at that point. And who knows, maybe they'll throw in another state. We might be so lucky. We are in Kingman, I think it is. Kingman? Yep, we're in Kingman. Here we are. This is where we last ended. I've just assigned as a trailer over here. Looks like a rather nice, fun thing to deliver. We gonna get started. Put on the side lights. Well, our guy needs to rest. We're due a rest very soon. So we are gonna have to sort that out. Well, let's get moving here. Kick that off completely, I think. Well, we've got a nice built-in sat-nav. Actually, let me just mess about with the wheel. No, the wheel's not moving. I guess the wheel's in a stuck forward position then. Not really sure why that is. I'll have to sort that one out. Does anybody know why the wheel's stuck in that position? I've updated a whole bunch of mods because I've not fired up the American Truck Sim for a few weeks. I've updated the mod spreadsheet as well to take into account the new mods I've got. But I must admit, I'm not sure why that wheel's stuck in that down position. That's a little bit odd. Okay, this way. Looks clear. Yeah, we're going to get our job and then we'll see if we can plot out a rest route. How long is it before we need to rest? Okay, so a couple of hours before we need to rest. Maybe we can get out of town. Wow, freight train hype straight over there, look. Oh yeah. Just a single loco. Does sound good though, doesn't it? Okay, let me just get reused to this particular gearbox again. There we go. Let's change the dash. Speed. Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? Look at that. I can't quite see what the cruise is on. At least I can see what the digital speed is, which is pretty relevant, considering I can't actually see any of the dials. If any of you know why I can't move my wheel, or it seems to be in a stuck position, please let me know. Wow, what the heck is going on over there? Sounds like two trains are having an argument. As I was saying, I've updated the mod spreadsheet. A bunch of mods have been updated, Jazzy Cat mods and all this kind of thing. So I've changed those links. Okay, I'm not really sure why he just stopped. There we go. But yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know what's happening with the rescale. They're hard at work, that's it. That's all I know. Maybe we'll get it before Christmas. Maybe we won't. Why is that guy hesitating to turn right, though? That was super weird. Wow, pal. Okay, just make your mind either go or don't go, but don't keep kind of moving forward every time I go forward, because that doesn't really help anybody. Kind of imagine, it reminds me of when you get to a door, you know, you sort of, you're about to go through a doorway and somebody's coming the other way, and you do that little dance where you go left, they go left, you go right, they go right, and you sort of look at each other and go, well, which way are we going here, you know? And then one of you will just either barge your way in or give way and go, you first. Well, in the case of the AI, you'll just carry on doing it. Pick up some speed. The delivery we're making today, I think, is a high value urgent. I think it's at least one of those two, so it is actually paying quite well. We are going to be driving into the sunset and then we shall find somewhere to rest and hopefully sleep through the night. And wake up to a nice sunrise. That'd be nice. Okay, just down the road here. It's really annoying not being able to see my rev counter, because I kind of rely on that. Here we are. There it is. Straight ahead there on the left. Quite an unusual one, this one. Freight market, take the job. Now I can't remember if I've got advanced coupling turned on. So we'll just have to try and straighten this out a little bit, and we'll soon find out if we have. Yes, I think we have. Hang on a second. Okay, looks like we have. So I'm going to have to be a little bit more accurate. Either that, or the trailer is actually a little bit too low for us. Well, now that's interesting. Maybe I have it turned on, but this trailer doesn't support it. Let's give it one more go. Oh, there we go. I just needed to be a little bit more accurate. Now then, I think we're going to need the beacons on, but the trailer doesn't have any. So, we're not doing that. Let's quickly have a look at our route here. So we're going to set out, we're going to head west out of Interstate. Is it Interstate or Freeway 40? Not sure. Down to, let's see, Barstow. There's a rest area here. We could stop early. Or we can push on. Then we're going to go through Barstow, and there's a rest area on the other side of Barstow. That might be the better one. We can probably push to that one, I think. Then we head northwest through Bakersfield, and then north up the, is this 97? 99. 99 to Oakdale, then left into Oakland. In terms of when it has to be there, let's have a quick look. It has to be there at 4:40 p.m. tomorrow, Wednesday. So we've already got, yeah, next rest stop in 20 minutes. Kind of thinking we might have to pull over quickly. So maybe we're going to have to take the first stop rather than the one on the other side of Barstow. Still, it looks like the roads are getting a bit quieter, which is a good thing. Can't beat that old desert kind of sunset. Never grows old. Check the trailer here. So what is this exactly? A container lifter. Oh, okay, it's a mobile container lifter. I get you. Nice. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be resting. Let's get onto the freeway and then pull in and rest, because we are, yeah, 0 minutes. We're basically overdue now. Those 2 hours went super, super quickly. Good grief. Oh boy. Thank you very much, sir. Very kind of you. Alright, So let's find this rest area. Oh, there's a freight train there, look. Look at that. I wonder if that's actually mobile or is just statically placed on the bridge. That really should have moved by now, I think. Okay, I'm beginning to get a little bit worried here. I thought we had a rest area coming up. Is it just further than we thought? Oh, there it is. It's a lot further away than I thought it was. Yeah, there it is. I thought it was just as we got onto the freeway. Okay, I just need to watch my speed limit here. Don't want to be picking up any tickets. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this delivery. Then we're going to have at the end we're going to have a look at the financial situation, because I know I've got one loan. I don't think we're anywhere near ready to pay it off, but I just want to review the driver and truck situation to see if there's any kind of, you know, any kind of movement, anything that we could do. With the financial side. How are we doing for fuel? Okay, let's half a tank. We should probably fill up as well. Right. Brake set, lights off, engine off. Let's fill up and then we'll go straight over there and sleep. Cool. $262. What a bargain. Okay, I've got a feeling that I cut my trailer back in a little bit too sharply. Wait, what? Okay, I have no idea. Absolutely no idea why that has clipped. Other than an incorrect bounding box on the trailer. Let's pull it over a bit more to the left. Okay, that's better. Need to bear that one in mind. Okay, neutral. Let's go. 7:30 AM. Alright, we've got a drive ahead of us. How far is it? 430 miles. Which is, in Eurotruck world, probably equivalent to about 250 or something. Not for long. Tell you, when they rescale this map, America is going to feel more like America again. .55 limit. It's funny, I was asking my stream the other day about American Truck Simulator, and you know, we was talking about how many people are playing Euro Truck and how many are playing American Truck. You know, how many are still playing American Truck or have gone back to it and all this kind of thing. And then we got on the subject, I think some people were talking about, you know, how American Truck Simulator was a bit of a rip-off in terms of pricing and stuff. And so I started to ask why. And they said, well, you know, because it only came with like 2 states and 2 trucks and that kind of thing. So I was like, okay, so what did Eurotruck come with when it launched? And it, you know, I can't remember. The thing is, it was like 3.5, maybe 4 years ago when it launched. Oh, are you kidding me? So we were talking, and I think somebody said, oh, it comes with, you know, came with quite a lot of Europe. And a whole bunch of trucks, like at least 6 makes of truck, although they weren't back then, even I remember, they weren't the actual real brand. They didn't have a license for the real brand. They made a whole bunch of trucks which looked like the real thing, but were, you know, labeled differently. But, you know, the point remains is when Euro Truck came out, it had a whole bunch of trucks and quite a lot of driving possibilities. When American Truck came out, it had a couple of trucks and 2 states on a scale of 1 to 39 as opposed to 1 to 20. So, sorry, 1 to 36 as opposed to 1 to 20. So almost twice the scale in a way. Which means you get around in almost half the time, which we all know. So I said to the stream, okay, well, what would have made you, I said, what do you think would have made a successful launch of American Truck Sim? Like, what did they do wrong? What could they have done right? Should they have halved the price? Or should they have just released more content? Or should they have waited longer? Or what? What would have made it a good release? Not many people said a reduction in price, like, which was kind of surprising in a way, because what they were saying was, we don't care that the price that we paid, we're not actually bothered. They could have halved the price and we would have still been annoyed, because that wasn't the problem. The price wasn't the problem. Okay, the price is a problem given what content you got, but the price wasn't the issue. The issue was that there's not enough playable content there. That was the real issue. If people felt disappointed with the American Truck Sim launch, it was because there wasn't enough playable game for the money. Or just not enough playable game. Never mind for the money. Not enough playable game. And I said, well, what would have been a good launch for you? And they said, well... And I was watching the chat. Most people were saying between 4 and 6 states. So the average was about 5 states. Like, if they'd have released 5 drivable states in America and at least 3 to 5 trucks, that would have been a good release. And a lot of people said that they would rather have waited longer. Like, they would rather American Truck Sim did not launch when it launched, and that it launched later in the year and had more content in it, and they'd have been a lot happier with that. And it makes you wonder, really. It makes you wonder if, you know, did SCS think about that? Did they come to any conclusions themselves, or was it a big case of, I don't know, did they just need the money? Was the financial constraints and they said, we just need to get this out the door now? Or was it some technical issue? Or did they feel like they'd put enough into the game? I honestly don't know. But from a consumer's perspective, most people think that, or most people that I asked in my stream anyway, think that we needed more trucks, some more states, and then it would have been a good release. And also the comment that, well, things are not really moving quickly enough since the release, like there's not really been enough content coming out. We're not saying new states being added at a decent pace, and I think that's a fair criticism. I mean, we all understand that creating a state in America is a lot of work. You know, there's not just... You know, SCS doesn't do things by halves, does it? Let's face it. It doesn't just knock together a road and, you know, copy pasta some cities from the rest of the place. They do research. They go and take photographs. They look at the style of the buildings. They create new assets. They create a new state. And it's, you know, it's very detailed what they put in. But from a consumer perspective, I personally feel that one state every quarter would be a good... Like, if they could do that, if they could release a brand new state every 3 months, that'd be great. One every 4 months at a push, so at least we've got 3 states per year. But even at that rate, it's going to take a very long time to cover America. So I think that's part of the problem, is everybody's kind of resigned themselves to the fact that if we're only getting one state approximately, you know, once every half a year, like twice a year maybe, We're not going to wait, you know, 10, 20 years for the rest of the country, are we? We're just not going to do that. And I think that's where everybody's gone a bit, over the whole thing. Because although it's called American Truck Sim, everybody looks at it and goes, well, we're not actually going to be... Why am I going the wrong way? Oh God, I missed my turning. We're not actually going to be able to drive America. We're not actually going to be able to drive America for a very long time, if at all. Now, this is great. I've got an urgent delivery and I've just missed my turning because I've been nattering. So that's not good. The question is... Yes, I can. If I make a right turn here... Oh yes, Mr. Cop Car, who just happens to appear when I go from 55 to 35. Do you think we can... The cop car will mind if we're just a little bit cheeky here? Yeah, he's happy with his donuts. He's good. He never saw that. Let's get back on the road. It is a problem. I mean, North America is huge. The United States is huge. And mapping an entire country is going to take a long time. But people kind of look at Eurotruck and go, well, how is it that you managed to do large portions of Europe? But I kind of, in some ways, I feel like Europe was a bit of an illusion because there were more countries. But if you look at it, I mean, I've not added it up on launch how many cities there were compared to what they are on American Truck, but it might feel like there was more in Eurotruck because they were all different countries, like, you know, the UK and Germany, and like, did it just feel like more, or was it genuinely more? I don't know. Certainly given the scale, Eurotruck, there was more work there. And when they did it, they had such a much smaller team than they have now. Like, they have a huge team now. But here's the thing. If you're going to release a game and then say you're going to support the game for years to come, which is exactly what they've said, shouldn't you also come out and kind of make some claims or some statements about what you plan to do, like some kind of a roadmap? Shouldn't you also bring the game out and go, well, here's the game, right? Here's 2 states. We're going to give you the 3rd state by here, and then we're going to release a brand new state every 4 months, and we've got the team ready to do it. And as long as the states continue to be sold in reasonable numbers and we can afford to keep this team, then we'll do it. If the sales drop off and we can't make it work anymore, then we'll have to stop doing it. I mean, we all live in the real world. We know that things cost money. Well, not everybody does, but most people do. We know they need a team of people that, you know, need to be paid. But they charge for the DLC anyway, so that's fine. As long as they make enough money out of it, they can keep the team going. But the point is that nobody knows what's happening. That's the worst thing. We get these blogs coming out, which do come out, but you never know when they're coming out. They're just, every now and again, boom, a blog will come out with a whole bunch of stuff. But there's never a date. There's never a, well, we're working on this, and this is going to come out, and our plan date, our plan release is approximately this month, or that month. It's just whenever it's ready, which is a general philosophy, I guess, but I mean, it's great for the developer because they're not under any pressure. They don't commit to dates, so they never put pressure on themselves. But from a consumer perspective, it's very, very frustrating because you honestly have no idea when that game that you've bought and sunk hundreds, if not thousands of hours into, you never know when the next piece of content is actually going to come. And I think maybe all that together is what's adding up to American Truck Sim being somewhat of a frustration. There's a car behind me, but I can't work out if it's a cop car. I thought to drop down to the speed limit anyway. I honestly can't see the guy. But, I don't know. I digress. We are where we are. It is what it is. But, for the time being at least, I'm going to be putting out more Euro Truck videos than I am American Truck videos. For the very simple reason, it's not that I don't like this game. I do like this game. And I do like driving in the States. I really do. But, the content is does not move at the same pace as Euro Truck. In Euro Truck, things change more rapidly. New content, new trucks, new trailers, new cities. Things come out much more than they do for American Truck. I don't have any control over that, but that's a fact. And so my videos will reflect that, in effect. There's only so many times you can drive through the same cities in the same truck with the same trailers. And that's another thing. What's happening with the whole World of Trucks deal? You know, what's happening with the online stuff? When are we going to get virtual trucking companies? They've mentioned it in the blog. But when's that coming? Because that in itself would make me want to play the game more. Funnily enough, I started doing some flight sim using a virtual aviation package called FS Economy, which kind of allows you to rent aircraft and then fly passengers for money, and then obviously it takes the costs of the fuel out, and what's left is yours as profit. I'm probably going to start a YouTube series on it because it's actually quite fun. You're only flying around in basic aircraft because you can't even afford an aircraft when you're starting out, you know. But you can create groups on it so people can fly in your company, like your group. And you can rent the aircraft out that you buy. And so it has this kind of whole ecosystem behind it. And I tell you something, stuff is not cheap. Like a basic Cessna in that game, they're on the market for like $120,000, and I don't even think they're new ones. They're second hand. And earning that kind of money is not easy. And then if you buy like a Cessna and you want a sat-nav fitted to it, like a GPS, it's like $60,000. Unbelievable. But apparently, that's how much it costs in the real world. It's like super expensive to get a certified GPS system installed into your aircraft. Unreal. But it kind of changes things, because instead of just flying around, like you flying around from airport to airport, it changes it into, it gives everything a purpose. You know that you're flying some passengers, like virtual passengers, and when you get there, if you do the job successfully, you'll get paid and you'll get profit. And you can use the profit to get better aircraft and to get better equipment and to grow the whole company. And that is what is missing out of the trucking world. That's what's missing here, and that's what World of Trucks is supposedly going to bring. And when they do bring it, you'll find that there are people spending thousands of hours on that game, just driving around. Now the problem SCS faces, of course, is how it's going to monetize that. How's it going to pay for all the servers and the people that need to administer the whole thing? And stop people trying to break in and cheat and hack and all the rest of it, and all the other tricks that people get up to. Don't know. I don't have the answer to that one. Wow, I keep saying freight trains. There's another one. I've actually driven those locos in Train Simulator. Funnily enough, the new Train Simulator, which is out, well, the beta kind of preview's out in December, which is like Train Sim World. I think it's got that loco on the front cover. And that uses the Unreal Engine, so that's probably going to look quite nice. But the game only releases in, I think, February. Something like that. We'll see. I don't know if that's going to be good or not. I'm cautiously optimistic about it. I've mentioned this in a previous video, but I'll mention it here again. My second channel is up. YouTube.com/, Squirrel Plus. All one word, Squirrel Plus. Squirrel Plus, Squirrel Plus. If you want to go and give it a sub, that's going to contain all of my previous streams, and it will contain other stuff that doesn't fit here. So if I play a random game, or decide to do a vlog, or do a film my dog jumping through a hoop, or whatever I do, that's a place to put it. I can't really dump that kind of stuff onto my main channel. But if you want to see my streams, because, you know, Twitch is great for live streaming, but in terms of its playback platform, YouTube has it completely licked, because that's what YouTube does. You know, it allows playback of video, and so I'm pushing it all up to YouTube, and that's where it will be easy to access. I can create playlists around it, so you can go back through my Sunday night truckings from week to week to week, and play it all back that way. But also, like I say, if I just decide to make a, you know, because I play all kinds of games, not just simulation games, I play other stuff when I can. And if I decide to make a few videos on a game that I just happen to like, but it's not really a sim, I'll put it on there. We'll see how it goes. It's a second channel. People have been asking for it for a while. Upload your streams to YouTube, please, because we don't like watching on Twitch. So I'll just start putting them there. It'll archive them if nothing else. Right, how far have we got? 78 miles, not bad. We're almost there. 53k in the bank. Are we getting off here? No, thank you. This guy's been a real pain. So most truck drivers in real life would flash you over at that point. You see them do it, you know? Flashing each other in. Anyway, looks like we've made good time because we had to be there at 4:30 and it is 4:30 now. But it only has to be there at 11:30, even though I took quite a sizable detour. Which has only cost me in fuel, but fuel's pretty cheap anyway, so I'm not that worried. The main thing is to get it there unharmed, because if it is a... It wasn't a fragile, but it was a... I think it was a high value. And if you get those things damaged, my does the penalties rack up. I don't know how many miles I've done on the Kenny. 8,100. Blimey. Nice. Oh, this is us. All clear. Don't pull out on me, chap. That's a good boy. Thank you very much. Now, I have a feeling when I saw the mini-map, I have a feeling it was in a quarry or something. Which is fine, because we're going downhill. Coming out of quarries with oversized loads, that can be pretty fun. It's made worse by the fact that there's no way of locking the differential on these trucks, and when you come out of these quarries, the surface is often very uneven, and you can easily find yourself with a wheel spinning, like a drive shaft. One of the wheels just spins, and without a diff lock, there's just no way you can even get out of there. It really is annoying. Oakland. I've actually been here in real life. It is pretty big. industry is huge here. Is he going straight on? Yes, he is. Uh-oh. That was my bad. That was my bad. Driver error. Let's get this guy out of the way and I'll go this way a bit. This trailer is actually a lot longer than I think. And also, I'm used to driving cab overs, and mentally, you kind of get used to the length of your truck and trailer. And if you jump from a short wheelbase to a long, you don't quite take into account the length of the wheelbase. Okay, this is going to be a container drop-off. This could go one or two ways. It's either going to be a right pain or it's going to be easy. It depends on the way we get access there. Some of these container drop-offs are great, you know. I think this is the nice one, actually. Because I've got a feeling with this one, you can actually drive around it. I've not been here for a while, though. There it is. Okay, this is fine. The yard's quite sizable. We can actually drive into the yard and then turn it around. We're good. It's actually quite a big docks. If we pull over here, that should give us plenty of room. Start straightening that off. Now it's actually very hard to see, but with those stacks, what's going on. But it looks to be roughly on course. Trying to keep it parallel. Is it going to take this? There it is. Nice! And there's a rest area straight opposite. Satisfactory. Okay, so there is 2 points where I cut the bend and it's obviously taken a couple of % damage, but that's taken 1,000 off the total, which is like 10%. Pretty nasty, huh? So we got a long distance bonus, a high value cargo bonus, which I damaged. So that bonus there got wiped out by that penalty there. Which is fine. We still made 10k. Right, let's drive forward. Into the rest area, and we'll have a quick look at the finance side of things before we finish. Right, company manager, what are we on? We're on 63,000. Let's see what we owe first. 63,000, I still owe 291. With a payment of 5,700. To pay that off, I would need to get 3 of those, which would add up to 3,400. So I could swap that loan for 3 of those and be $300 a day better off. But I also have 63 in the bank. Which is most of that 91. So if we carry plot on for a little bit, well, then we can just left with taking 2,000 200,000 loans left, and dropping our payments from 5,700 to 3,600, which is nice. So we won't be doing that just yet, but it's good to know it's not far away. Meanwhile, in the driver's log, he's working on Fragile, which is fine. He's working okay. I mean, he had a couple of not so great days here, but he's fine. High value cargo. Yeah, he's got 1 point in high value, which is good. Might actually stick his points into just-in-time delivery. Try and get the second point in that, and then we'll go for his ADR. Well, he's been bringing up decent money. I mean, look at that one there. 4,700 with dynamite. That's amazing. Valentino's on Fragile, which is fine. He doesn't have that yet. He's actually a bit rubbish, Valentino. I think a lot of this is perhaps down to not having any ADR options. The Fragile bonus will only give him a little bit, but he's by far the worst performer. But he does do a lot. Like, he's doing small jobs, but his average is as good, if not better, than anybody else. So that's interesting. But yeah, that has been another trip in Trucking Diaries. I hope you enjoyed that one. Take care, guys. Until the next one. There's no horn. Happy trucking.